So if you're like me, you want to obtain the highest possible return on your crypto investment. A 25x would be great. Who wouldn't want that? I'm Brian. I'm a big dumb animal. My disclaimer, don't do what I do. I've been putting this on for maybe 8-9 months now, showing what I do for informational purposes only. Hopefully it'll help you. Let's talk about a strategy that I put a video out on a while ago. Now, some people just talk. I show you basically what I do. So I put out the simple strategy. If you want to obtain, let's say, a 25x return, it might be easier to obtain a 5x on a crypto, sell it, move it, and obtain another 5x than it would be to obtain a 25x coin. That's hard to do because 5x times 5x is 25x. Let's talk about that. First of all, if you don't mind, please do leave a comment down below. If you like the video, don't like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You'll get my videos in your feed, and hit the like, particularly hit the like. That really helps the channel out. Also, I'm going to talk about the fact that in my school account, there's a link down below. If you're new to crypto, or even if you're not, I've got many different courses on all things crypto. And if you're a member, you can suggest new videos you might want to see. I then organize all the crypto that I've reviewed and talked about into different threads so that you and I can also have discussions about them. That's within the school community. And within YouTube, I've just enabled the membership feature where you can become a member, and there's various perks that come along with that. I'll talk about that later. It just helps the channel out and helps support me if you enjoy this content. All right, so let's talk about that strategy. Real simple, it was this. Take $100, put it into a crypto coin. If you obtain a 25x, it's 100 times 25, $2,500. Or you take $100, you put it into a coin, you get a 5x. You sell it, $500. You put that 500 into another coin, you get a 5x. 500 times 5 is $2,500. Same outcome. One coin, 25, you got $2,500. A 5x times a 5x, you got $2,500. I think it might be easier to obtain a 5 and a 5 than a 2,500 in past markets. And even now, if you've been following for months, 6 months, 3 months, whatever, you've seen that coins have gone up and coins have gone down. Hedera, it was around 4 cents at one time. My price of buy-in's a little higher, but I put a video out saying, hey, it's at 4 cents. And some people thanked me. They bought it. And it went up and they did like an 8x return. Even if they just got a 5x, that one did it. XRP did it. Some others have done it. They haven't done the 10 and the 20, 25 yet, but they've done the smaller amounts. So I'm going to show you that I've actually started this in December, January, and February, where I have sold some already at around a 5x and then moved the money into other coins that haven't yet moved based on past markets, which isn't indicative of the future, but on past markets, typically, categories will move at different points in time. So if you've been watching my videos, or if you haven't, here's the summary of what I've done. Over the past year and a half, I was in the last crypto bull run. I'm trying to participate in this one, if it would hurry up and start. And what I did was I picked categories that I liked. So let's say there were 6. I like AI, I like decentralized finance, I like RWA tokenization, you name it. And then within each, I picked a handful. I said, I'm not going to be able to pick the one that does well. So I'm going to go with some large market cap, lower risk, higher return. They're already at a high market cap. So the idea of them going up 50 times would probably be not possible, but 5, great, let's say 4 or 5x. Okay. Medium, maybe they could do 5 to 10, potentially if I'm lucky. And small, some of them might go to 0. Some of them might take off. Who knows? So I picked categories and I picked a handful in each. That has allowed me, that diversification has allowed me to have about, let's say, 60 or so crypto at the moment, which this strategy plays into. If you're only holding 2 or 3, strategy is really not going to work. But if you're holding a lot, it's not uncommon for every now and then one of them to pop off and take off. So I try to buy when everyone hates it, if I believe it's a good coin. And I try to sell when everyone's saying buy it. Okay. So here's what I did. Back in December, the first one we'll talk about is XRP. Now, I'm not in this video talking about whether or not I like these. That's not what I'm doing in this bull run. I have some money in an IRA account for ones I really like for the long term because I may not sell those. But for this bull run, if things take off and I think it's going to come back down, I'm not going to be married to these coins. I'd like to make a nice chunk of cash. So XRP, I had around 50 cents. I'm going to try to do this video fast. And I sold around the $2.50, like 2.60 range. It's gone up even more since then. But what is my strategy saying? It's basically saying this. Look, XRP had a run of 50 cents. It went up to around almost 3.5. Do I think it's going to go a 5x from there? It might. But 5 times 3 is 15. But what if I move it into something else that hasn't even moved yet? I think it's more likely that the one that I like, that hasn't moved yet, could do a 5. That probability is higher than the probability of this doing another 5. Okay, you get the idea. So I sold that back in December. And I didn't just take the money out and put it in my bank account. I put it back into the crypto market. So I'm recycling my capital. With that one, I put it into, not all of it, but some of it. I can't remember where I put some of it, all of it. But I put some of it into this one wormhole, which is down to 16 cents. I believe what I got it at was around 21 cents. So it's still lower, but I think wormhole is going to do well. And I think that could 5x. So there, I did the first phase. I sold a 5x and I moved the money back into the market. If you're going to invest 10,000, wouldn't you like to be able to invest it 3 times and amplify it to 30,000? I don't suggest leverage. I don't use leverage in the market. I think it's an easy way to get wrecked. But if you've got 10 and it grows and you sell it and you put it back in something else and it grows and you sell it, I think that's the safer way to essentially leverage your 10. Okay, then in January, and I've been posting these in my school account because I have a section where I say what I'm doing. Hey, and this was, I said I sold my Solana in my IRA account. It was January 22nd because I had a gain. And I moved it to Render and ICP. And then I sold my Solana in my non-IRA and I purchased FIL. So 122.25. If we look at this, January 22nd is around here. So it was in the, what's that, like $250 range. It's now down to 170. Bummer. But, so what did I do on that one? Well, I got about a 2.5x and I got a 10x because I had some Solana from a long time ago. So let's just say that averages out to a 5x. And I put it into 3 other things. I put it into, what did I say I did? Filecoin, Render, and ICP. All of which are down from when I put it in. However, at the prices I got, again, I believe when it comes to Solana, I sold it at $250. Do I think it's going to get another 5x from there, which would mean Solana would hit $1,250? I think that probability is low. Not saying it won't happen. I think it's lower than the chance of my Filecoin, Render, and ICP that I bought doing a 5x. I think those can all do a 5x, even though it's down right now. And I think the probability of those doing a 5x is much higher than the Solana. If that works, and those 3 each do just a 5x, I have 25x that capital. There you go. I didn't get a 25x coin. I just 5x'd one, sold it, and moved it. Then in February, so that was December, I did it with XRP, and I moved it into something else. We'll see how that one goes. January, I sold Solana. I moved it into 3 other things. We'll see how that goes. And in February, I sold my Mantra, OM. Now, I love real-world asset stuff. However, I've been reading and following the news, so I sold it around the $7.50 range, and the Mantra gave me a 5x return. I was very happy with that. And I moved it into Arrow and Hedera, 2 that I think will do a 5x from the current price that I got. Mantra has a very high market cap, and its TVL is pretty low. Now, there may be things in the background I don't know about, but when I compare it to others like Ondo, I think Mantra, I don't think at $7.50 it's going to do another 5x from here. Ondo, I think would do a 5x from here. Why did I not just move it into Ondo? I already had a decent exposure to Ondo, so I looked at other things I wanted, and I said, okay, Arrow and HBAR, I'm going to put it in there. So there you have it. December, January, February, I've already completed phase 1, which is sell things at a 5x and move them into other things. And if they do a 5x, I will be ecstatic. Now, what are the odds that I can take the entire capital that I've spread among 60 cryptos and repurpose it again for a 5x, and 25x my entire portfolio? I don't think that's going to happen on the entire portfolio. I'm not even sure it'll happen on half the portfolio. But if it happened on 25% of what I've invested, I'm able to get a 25x. I think the odds of me doing a 5x and a 5x on 25% of my portfolio is way greater than me picking and saying, okay, out of 60 coins, 25% would be what? Is that 15? Okay. Do I think I've got 15 coins in my portfolio that will do a 25x? No. So I don't think I've picked 25% of my portfolio that will do a 25x. But I do think I'm going to be able to rotate 25% of my portfolio from a 5 into another 5. Do you get it? So this strategy, I believe, is going to allow me in the long run, after the bull market's over, to do much greater gains. And the other thing is, I believe it's exponentially more difficult to get a higher multiple. When you get to a 5x, okay, you went for a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. To get to a 6x, more difficult. To get to a 7x, even more difficult. To get to a 10x, even more difficult. That project has to have a lot of discussion, a big community, people pushing it, and it's got to knock it out of the park. We believe that all of them will do a 10x or more, right? But are they going to? Time will tell. If they do, great. Maybe I'm able to 5x and then 10x. Oh my gosh. If I 5x and then 10x, if Arrow, HBAR, Render, Filecoin, ICP, and Wormhole, from the prices I got them at, do a 10x, well then I just 50x that capital, right? I got a 5. If they all do a 10, I did a 50x. Anyway, that was it. Hope this is helpful. If you're interested in more discussions, learning about more of what I do, and or having some of those courses, join either the YouTube membership or the school community. There'll be links down below for that as well. Thank you. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day.